Hey, happy Tuesday. Did you know that what you focus on grows and what you focus on and report grows exponentially? So, what does it actually mean, right? What we focus on grows, and what we focus on and report grows exponentially. While essentially it becomes really on being connected and intimate with declarations, goal setting, things that you are measuring. A great example, like right now with my workouts, I am measuring the increase in my weight. So I'm really intimate with the weights I'm using for different workouts, and then I am tracking them each week so I can see the progression. I'm able to see here, this is where I started, and each week this is where I've progressed to get to lifting these amount of weights. With our businesses, looking at, if you're looking at how many sales calls, how many enrollment calls, how many conversations you're having, if you've got opt-in, how many opt-ins you're getting, your email address as it's growing. It really is looking at different measurables, right? Like we look at KPIs, right? Key performance indicators in terms of what that looks like. Just thinking of some examples of like my clients, increasing the amount of workouts they're doing, increasing the amount of steps that they're taking in a step challenge, increasing the amount of meditations they're completing in a week, right? Again, I mean, I'm just thinking about like Brendan Burchard's high performance planner. I'm even thinking of Michael Hyatt. I'm just thinking about all the different like productivity gurus and some of the things that they have put out with their books and their resources, right? There's habit tracking. There's when we want to improve something, right? Pearson's law is and really states like one, of course, what we focus on grows because we're intimate with looking at the growth of something, right? Sorry, what came to mind was like looking at our children's growth, right? Like on the growth chart, like actually watching them grow year by year. We don't see them growing, right? Like we don't, unless we haven't seen somebody in a long time, we don't see that growth. But through growth charts, seeing them grow to their clothes, like there's ways that we're able to grow and evaluate like their growth, right? And this goes with anything. So what you measure and report grows exponentially is now not only just kind of watching the growth of something, but it's actually reporting on it. So it's being very intentional. Here's a really good example. So yesterday, I started my YouTube channel a few weeks back and really getting to grow, or sorry, really getting to measure the growth of the YouTube channel. And so, what does that look like? Well, it starts with creating a spreadsheet and setting an intention that every Sunday I'll go and look at how many YouTube subscribers are do I have, like how much have I increased each week. I do this with the podcast, right? I look every single day at our podcast stats, how many listeners, how many downloads. Why this is so important in terms of not just like what you focus on grows, but when we focus on a report goes exponentially is that we're actually intimate to the growth and the result. And so why this is important in terms of growth and why it snowballs is that you now have information that can let you know a decision to make. So for example, let's go back to the YouTube, right? If I'm noticing that there is some weeks where I'm not getting any growth on the YouTube channel, I get to ask myself, okay, what did I do? What was working those first couple weeks, and maybe what didn't happen this week? And I can think, okay, I actually didn't let people know about the YouTube channel, so then I can now take action on that to now let people know about the YouTube channel, right? For the for the I'm going back to the workouts, right? Like if you're not measuring your progression, right, then you have no idea the progress you've made. And why this is so important to not just focus on certain thing but actually be intimate with the progress of something is because it's going to help you inform the decision. And the other thing is because our brains can't see what we don't know, and our brains have a tendency to completely discount things that you've done. And so I was just thinking of like, a couple of my coaching client calls the last couple of days. And of course, we're heading into end of year. So we're looking at, okay, what are some goals that you set? Where are we at, right? So taking a temperature check in terms of like, where are we in terms of like the progress towards that? And then what's working, what's not working, what gets to shift so that now over the next, 4 weeks as we wrap up this year, they know exactly where to spend their time, right? They know exactly where to put their attention because, right, what we focus on grows. and where we focus, our attention goes, right? So what we focus on, our attention goes in that direction. So really looking at that. Now, here's what's really interesting when, pardon me, I have these conversations. When it's really surprising how many have no idea where they're at. So they might have set, a financial goal. Maybe it was a weight loss goal. Maybe it was a client goal. Maybe it was even, they want to spend more time with their family. But there's nothing measurable attached to it. And so it's really challenging to even measure progress if you have no idea even what that looks like. And I mean, I face this all the time with my clients, is that they want something, but they don't actually know what it looks like. And if you want something, but you actually don't know what it looks like tangibly, you're already setting yourself up for success, because it's really difficult to focus on something that's not clear, and our brains love clarity. And second of all, it's really hard to measure that you're actually creating the thing that you want if you don't have something to compare it to, right? So going back to the workouts, even before I started my countdown to 40, I did I guess you call it like a fitness challenge. Like there's certain things that I did to be able to see where I was at with my physical fitness. So push-ups, plank, I think it was wall sits. Of course, I did, do before photos, do measurements, like, right? So I have data. And now I'm progressing, right? I'm watching my strength improve with the sit-ups. I'm watching sorry, not sit-ups, plank. I'm watching the progress improve with the push-ups. Like I'm watching and I'm seeing the progress because I'm really intimate with the starting and where I'm going, and I'm keeping track, right? So if you know exactly, for example, how many push-ups you did one week, now you can encourage yourself to go that much further, right? And if I notice, what's going on? Like, how come I'm not able to do as many push ups as I did last week? Temperature check. Okay, I'm feeling tired. Maybe I didn't get a lot of sleep. Like, I can look at this situation and assess it to then make the decisions to go forward. Why I'm speaking about this today is, I mean, there's a few reasons. One, we're wrapping up, we're getting close to the end of the year, and my question to you is, where are you with some of the goals and things that you set for yourself, either this quarter, either this year, maybe it was this time last year. Like, are you connected with some of the things you said, and where are you at with that? I guarantee you're not where you were at the beginning of the year, and it's really important for your brain to be able to see the progress that you have made, right? And you're welcome, Emily. And then the second thing is, because we have our Cyber Monday sale, right, with Peak Web Agency, or Peak Ed Design. Sorry, we're transitioning names, and I sometimes trip up on that. And it's the same idea. Like, if you also are not keeping track of your website and your website's performance, right, and you're not aware of what's working, what's not working, then how do you know what to fix? Right? And so it's the same idea. Like, if you built a website with certain goals about what the website was going to achieve for you and accomplish for you, but you have no idea if it's working or not working, you're in that same position, right? We focus on growth. We focus on growth, and what we measure and report goes exponentially. So with the Cyber Monday sale that we're running, is that exactly it? It's a report to give you a check-in of like how your website is currently performing, to let you know some things that are working, some things that are not working, some tweaks that you get to make, right? Just like with a health fitness journey, just like with nutrition, just like with your business, and then being able to take that information and then be able to put a plan of action in place, right? Again, some of the coaching calls I've been having with clients, when I ask them, when you look at some of the results they've created in their life, whether it would be health, relationship, with, finances, it's like, okay, well, what worked? Because you've obviously achieved goals in the past. So what worked? And you know what they said? Well, a plan was in place. So guess what? The web audit comes up with a plan of exactly the things that you get to go fix, right? This is important because you get to see, okay, this is where I get to go. This is my next cut in anything, right? I see Emily's on the call, also a client of mine, and we often talk about, okay, like, what was the declaration? Where are we at? What worked to get to where you're at? And where do you get to go next to get the rest? Doing this on a regular basis, whether it's a daily practice or a weekly practice, or I mean, I advise it's more often than monthly, even as quarterly, just like for the website with the web audit. It's the same thing. It's looking at what's working, what's not working, where do we get to go next? And so when you can get data, right, when you get information, right, data tells, like, lets you know, right, where you get to go, so that you can focus on that. Because what we focus on grows, we measure and report grows exponentially, and where we put our focus, our energy flows. And so if you invest in a website and you're noticing like your website just not working for you, my invitation is to jump on the Cyber Monday offer because it's actually going to give you information of, okay, this is where you get to go next with it. This is how you get to take your website for just something that might be just really pretty sitting there to actually turning it into something that works for you in your business to connect with your ideal clients, to increase your revenue, and be able to really be an asset to your business, not something that's probably causing you frustration when you're like, I invested all this money and why is it not getting me the results that I want? There is probably tons of things happening in the background that you have no idea that's going on that can really support you. Pardon me. The second thing is too, if you're hearing about this and you're like, oh my goodness, but I wouldn't even know how to implement this stuff. One of our other offers, you can just get the report. The second offer is to hire our tech team to actually go and implement the plan for you. So they will spend 2 hours with your website and actually implement all the things that the website audit gives them in terms of implementation. So you can go into 2025 knowing, right, that your website is operating from optimal performance, right? Just like when you're with your brain and your body, with being able to actually like function optimally with ease and actually then implement and work on the back end to attract your clients and bring more revenue to your business. So if you have questions about this, because if this is something you've never done before, right? Same thing, right? We've never done something, our brain's gonna be unsure, uncertain, because that's what our brains do. Jump in the DMs, ask me some questions. I love to support you. I guess I showed yesterday. I am fascinated by the results of this report because it's the things that we don't know, right? And it's like tiny little tweaks that can like increase crazy optimization on your website to really be able to attract and connect with the people that you want to serve. And so we don't know what we don't know, right? We don't know what we don't know. So whether it's goals that you're after, whether it's a high performing website, we don't know what we don't know. And so my invitation to you is to take inventory. Take inventory of the website, take inventory of your goals, take inventory of your life, of, again, what's working for you because something's working, right? It's the same thing with the audit report. There's things that are working on your website, and it's taking a look at things that are not working on the website, even for you to look at your health, your family, your relationships, like what's not working. And it's a beautiful opportunity to create some goals and to really set yourself up for 2025 by being really specific and intentional with what it is that you're going after, right? And really ask yourself and look at, what does it look like to create this as a daily practice or even a weekly practice so that I'm spending my time and putting my focus and attention on the things that are really going to move the needle forward, whether it be on my business, whether it be in my life, in my relationships, and being able to be the person that you get to be to go about that, right? Again, we don't know, which is why we put the Cyber Money special together. And of course, I'm sure I'm going to go live more about goal setting, all that over the next couple weeks. But jump on our Cyber Monday sale. It wraps up midnight tonight. I'll put the link in the bottom. Send me some DMs if you got questions about this. And let's make sure that your website is set up for optimum performance. And also at the same time for you to also make sure that you're set up for optimum performance in 2025. All right. I love you all. And I will see you next time we go live. Bye.